Hello, everybody. This is Podcast Peter, and today I brought on a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you for having me. My name is Nina. I'm a second-year cognitive science and psychology major at the University of Toronto.
That's awesome. So, I've been studying a novel called Ridgerunner by Adamson. You probably haven't heard of the book, but I still wanted to get your thoughts from a psychology perspective. The main character, Jack, is a 12-year-old boy who loses his mother and is sent to live with a nun. He eventually runs away to find his father. Throughout the book, he has vivid dreams, sees hallucinations of his mother, and avoids expressing his emotions. Based on that, what would you say he might be going through right now?
Based on what you've described, it definitely sounds like Jack is experiencing signs of psychological distress. Losing a parent at a young age is a huge trauma, and it can lead to things like emotional withdrawal, vivid dreams, and even hallucinations, especially if the grief is repressed or not dealt with properly. These symptoms can reflect unresolved trauma and even complicated grief disorder.
That makes a lot of sense. There's a scene where he suddenly refuses to pray out loud and says he wants to say it in his head. Could that be emotional repression?
Yes, that's a good observation. In psychology, repression is a defense mechanism where someone pushes painful feelings out of the conscious awareness. Wanting to pray silently might be his way of staying in control and avoiding having to express his grief openly, especially in a setting where he doesn't feel safe enough to be vulnerable.
The novel also shows that Jack has a complicated relationship with his father, who's absent for most of his life. Would that play a role in his mental state too?
Absolutely. A distant or absent parent can impact a child's development, especially when there's already loss involved. It can lead to identity confusion, inner conflict, or even guilt. From a psychoanalytic view, it can create tension between Jack's id, his need for immediate gratification, his ego, which is the mediator between the id and the superego, and his superego, his inner sense of what is right and expected through the world.
That's super helpful to know. I think a lot of readers connect with Jack because his struggles reflect real experiences, not just fictional ones.
Exactly. Even though I haven't read the book, it sounds like Jack's story mirrors what many people go through in real life. Grief, emotional suppression, and fractured family relationships can have a huge impact on mental health, especially during childhood. Literature like this helps us understand those challenges in a deeper way.
Thanks again for your insight. This was really helpful for my project.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's been Podcast Peter. Tune in for the next episode.